Hello, everyone. Welcome
Hello.
back. Nice to nice to be here today.
It is. It's
Yes.
always nice to get
Yeah.
online and chat and chat and chat
do our normal chat, but we just record it.
and chat.
Yes. I just brought up a topic,
hmm
and before, like, sometimes we'll bring up a topic and we'll start talking about it, and then we'll sort of hit, it's like, oh, one of us will say, oh, let's hit record, let's start. It happens all different ways. Sometimes we just hit record without whatever. And I
hmm
just brought it up today. There was no conversation, no anything, just the topic. And Mari-Lyn said, "Are you recording?" I said, "No." She said, "I think you better
I
because
think
this
you
is
better
fun."
record. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you were saying, Pam.
Yes. So I said, "Hey, you know what's coming for me right now is how," and we all do this. However, some people do it a lot more than others. And that is allowing whatever's going on around us to pull us away from consciously being on our path.
hmm
Whether it's,
Consciously living our life.
yes, yes,
hmm
and doing what's best for us. We worry so, what is that saying? 90% of what you worry about, you don't need to, or something, whatever that is.
Oh, I know what you mean, and I don't know.
Yes. And I'm sure everyone right now, I'm sure we've got people yelling at us right now. The saying is,
Yes.
and thank
Yes.
you for that. Yes, but
Yeah.
that's true, right? 90%,
Yeah.
even more sometimes with my brain. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Even when it's something that takes a lot of your time. For
Yes.
instance,
Yes.
caring for someone who is ill.
Okay. Ooh, good one.
Mhm.
Yes.
Um, and I experienced this. I helped take care of my mom when she was in the end stage of Alzheimer's.
Oof.
And
Yes. So difficult.
um and it started years before that, where I would go over multiple times in a week, right? Just
Yeah.
to help create a routine for her of having somebody there, helping her pick out what she was going to wear for the day. And
Right.
um, don't need to go into all the details, but it became such a big part of my life. That was the only part of my life.
Yes.
Because when I wasn't there, I
Yeah.
was mentally and physically recuperating from
Yes.
being there,
Yes.
which actually made the recuperation slower
Sure.
because I was still so focused on
Yes.
that energy, and I carried that energy with me
Yes.
constantly,
Yes.
constantly. Um, had I been able to separate better
Yeah.
the journey I was taking with her
Hmm.
and then my life,
Right. Yeah.
right? Because that was just a portion of it.
Yes.
And the rest of my life was uh
Right.
I went through a number of years on, like, remote control.
Ooh. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Just going through the motions.
Going
Right.
through the motions.
Yes.
Mhm.
And we do want to say that, yes, that we're always on our path. We are always on our path. If you, that's the way we believe. There are some people that do not believe that, but that's the way we believe. So
Now
instead of
we
being,
might take unnecessary detours.
yes, yeah, still on your path though.
Still on the
It's not
path.
just,
Just
if you look back at your path, it's all twisted and turns and a
and
couple
you're
of
like,
the cliff
"Oh,
and
wow. Okay, I could have made that a much more direct thing."
Yes.
Because sometimes we refuse to learn the lesson.
Woof. Yeah. Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Or we were, woo,
Yes.
we refuse to realize we've already learned it.
Woof. Yes.
Me,
I know. I could raise my hand as well.
eek.
Yes. And sometimes that's, we do things that we know are unhealthy. We do things that we know
Mm.
are just not the best for us. Maybe it's a friend that we have that friend's not good for us. They gaslight us. They do all, whatever. I mean, I'm just giving an example. And we stay friends with that person, even though we know they're not for our highest good. They're not, that's not great. We learned the lesson. We did. We got pushed down the stairs so many times by that bitch, and we're and we're still hanging in there, whatever it is. So you've learned your lesson. But yeah, there are times when we just hang in there and
Mhm.
keep going round and round and round and round. Sometimes the lesson hasn't been learned. And
Sometimes it hasn't.
yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, okay, this is going round and round and round and either way, for those for you who are saying, well, how do we know? Sometimes it doesn't matter whether you've learned it or not. You just need to get the hell out. You just need to put that boundary down and step back into your dignity. Know that you have value and walk away and stop that roller coaster or stop the hamster wheel, whatever it is. Yes.
Mhm.
And consciously get back on your path. So that would be a time when you would ask yourself, am I consciously doing what's right? Is this my ego overtaking me? Is that, what is going on here? That would be more how I looked at it, as in, of course, people always say, is this a lesson? Gosh, darn it, or whatever. But that's not really the question. The question is, are we consciously living the way we're meant to live? What's best for us? Are we moving forward or not? Is this situation just taking me out? And we get taken out a lot,
Mhm.
a lot.
A lot.
So, and that could be anything, even, I mean, politics can do it. People get so involved. And I'm not saying don't keep up on what's going on, but people get really drawn in, and life is just over because there was a decision made here or there, or somebody did something. And you've all heard me talk about this a lot, how politics want us to hate each other, and it's really seeped into our communities, people hating each other because views are different or whatever. Get out of that, step away, breathe some fresh air, look at what people are doing. What is your real path? Because we get so narrow sometimes
Mhm.
that we cut off. Oh, what just came was our psychic view or our spiritual view of what our life is and where we're going.
Yes.
We're allowing ourselves to be taken out, usually by other people.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's situations, but very often it's other people.
Mhm.
What's
But we are the ones allowing that,
Yes. And we have to take
other people
responsibility. No,
doing it to
nope,
us.
nope, nope. No one can do that to you.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
consciously walking our path and being very aware in what's going
And
on.
being deliberate.
Deliberate. I like that.
Being deliberate. Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. And doing what so I had a session recently with this beautiful woman who she's actually been a viewer of ours for quite some time. And I'm not going to say her name, but when I start talking, she'll know who she is. And I want to thank her for this. This is the first time that I ever got this in a healing session. It was beautiful. And Spirit said, you have your own paintbrushes. Pick them up and start painting the life that you want. Use whatever colors you want, paint whatever you want around you. What is it that you want? And that was such a beautiful visual. It's like, okay, every one of us has our own paintbrushes.
Mm-hmm.
Pick them up. What do you want to paint in your life? What do you want to see? What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? And also with those paintbrushes, you can take out people or take out situations or things that you don't want in your life too. You just paint over them and you move them. So that was so beautiful. I'm feeling this, I'm sort of feeling myself back in that session with her, and what a beautiful moment that was. What a beautiful, how spirit was just taking us down that path. It was so beautiful. Yeah. So I guess that's what I would ask everyone. Are you painting with your own brushes? Or are you taking someone else's brush because they tell you should? Or you're listening to other people, it's their opinion. When you listen to their opinion and you're doing what they think, you're painting for them. You're not painting for your own life.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I could get going. My channel's wide open now. So Mari-Lyn, don't let me do that.
I'll have lunch and you. No, you know, and this is not uncommon where we see a topic from such different angles.
Yes. Yeah.
Man, I just had like 3 things come at me, and I wanted to say them all at the same time, and it was gonna
No, that's what I do. That's not what you do.
My personal experience with this topic is me not doing anything but inserting myself into the other situation. It's not taking the other situation and inserting it into my life.
Okay.
It's
yes.
And the result is really the same, right?
Yes.
We're not consciously moving forward.
Somebody needs to hear it the way you see it, though, because they didn't quite get it the way I was saying it. So you go, girl.
And so the illness, taking care of another person, we get so immersed in that situation that we forget about ourselves.
It's like you jump off your canvas onto her canvas, or that. And that doesn't mean you don't take care of people. That doesn't mean that.
No, not at all.
Like Mari-Lyn made some mistake or something. Oh my God. There's not much. I mean, that was a beautiful experience for both you and your mother.
It was.
And what a blessing for both of you and for everyone.
It absolutely was.
So that does not mean that you should not have done that, or absolutely not. You would do it again in a heartbeat.
I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would do it the same way in a heartbeat if that's how it had to be.
Right.
The point being, though, is that I stopped consciously moving forward with my life. And we can be of service to other people. Probably be of better service to other people. If we can keep our own perspective on our own life and move forward in our lives. I hate to say this but I'm going to say it anyway, despite what else we're doing. We can be supportive of another person without losing ourselves. And when we get to that point of enmeshment, when we've inserted ourselves beyond the point of doing good.
Yes. And we absolutely, and even at that time, then you really can't hear spirit. When you've got, there is a point where you're just not even connected.
You're just not. And
you can get connected quickly, but you lose it.
There's a point with enmeshment in someone else's life. And this is not caring for someone. This is getting
Right,
uninvitedly,
right.
uninvitedly involved in someone else's life.
Yes, yes, yes. And who are you doing it for?
Well, ultimately we do it for ourselves,
Yeah.
but there becomes a point where you have your paintbrush, they have their paintbrushes,
Mhm.
and you just reach in with your paintbrush and you go, what about this?
Yes.
What about this? What about this? And there comes a point where
Yeah.
you are energetically knocking their paintbrush out of their hand and forcing
Yes.
your paintbrush into their
Yes.
hand,
Ooh.
which is
Yes.
almost the reverse of what you're talking about.
Yes. Yes. Because what I was talking about with my, and because it was fairly specific to my beautiful client,
Mhm.
and she would allow others to reach in and grab her paintbrushes and then paint her picture for her, and then
Mhm.
she would go along with whatever they painted.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm the person forcing my
Right.
paintbrush.
So there is, yeah,
And
there's
and
absolutely
it's definitely
different.
different.
Yes. Now,
Um,
oh, can I say something? Because it just
sure.
popped up. There is, okay, so what I'm seeing is like couples do this sometimes, is like they'll reach over their spouse's paint and try to paint something. The spouse will reach over and paint for them, and you'll kind of, that's not sharing. What I'm getting very clear is, no, you stay in your own and you share your painting with them. They share their painting with you, but you're still not painting for them, or they're not painting for you. You're still not, your canvas is your own. Your
Okay.
canvas is your own. And as you paint yours, they can step, oh, you can share. What they're showing me now is you can kind of put the paintings together and share them together, but you never take someone else's brush, and you never let someone else have your, like, you don't let them paint on yours. If so, what's coming, bear with me, this is what,
Yeah.
sometimes when when new stuff starts coming in. So let's um so I can share what I have with Mari-Lyn, and we can enjoy my painting, or we can enjoy Mari-Lyn's painting, but I have no right at all to paint on her canvas, nor does she have the right to paint on mine. And it doesn't matter who has what brush, whatever, I'm staying within my painting. And that's what makes me the strongest and the most vulnerable, the most beautiful, the more gifted. That's what makes Pam Pam. And that's what makes Mari-Lyn Mari-Lyn. And
Mhm.
to share each other, that's the most beautiful gift, is to say, you can share my painting with me. Come over here and look at my painting with me. This is beautiful. And this is all me. But we're not mixing colors here, or mixing. Does that make sense? I
It
hope
does
it's
make sense.
making much. Okay.
No, it does. It makes perfect sense.
Okay.
What caught me up
Yes.
was
Yes.
what caught me up was the married couple,
Okay.
because I
Yeah,
want to
it's
make sure
hard
this
when
makes
you're
sense.
married.
It's
Yeah.
hard when you're married,
Yeah.
because there is his life,
Yep.
her life, my
Yep.
life, his life, and then there's our life together,
Yes.
where in that life together,
Uh-huh.
we have to paint on the same canvas together.
Okay.
Don't we?
So, this, okay, so what's coming now is you can have a third canvas. You can have a third.
That's the important piece. It
That's
has
the
to
one.
be a third canvas.
But it's not as big. I'm getting that it's like
No, it's not.
half the size of our canvas. Yes.
Right.
Yes. So you can, so with any relationship, so you and I, they're showing me now, you and I have a canvas that we paint on together.
we
We
paint
share that.
together.
but we go right back to our own canvas.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I hope people are following us, because
They are.
this is
I hope they
fabulous.
are too. And but that
I'm like,
that
this
was
is a great combo.
that was the missing piece, though. That the
Yes.
third
Yep.
canvas.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
I needed to understand the two canvases first, or my own, before, sometimes if spirit gives me everything at once, I get really confused. So I need just piece by piece. Yeah. Yes. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Please.
yeah. Very interesting.
Yes. And you know what just came to me I went on my walk today, and as I was walking, there's always kind of, we live near there's this wooded area by where we live, and it's just beautiful. And I love walking through there. And there's a store nearby, and there's always like garbage on the trail. And someone comes through and picks it all up, but there's always, so I don't really even pay attention anymore. I just kind of walk around it or whatever.
Sure.
What caught my attention today was an actual puzzle piece laying on that trail. It was like glowing at me, and I went, whoa, that's a sign. It was white. It had nothing on it. It was a white puzzle piece sitting there on the trail. Isn't that interesting? And yes, this is the first time I'm telling Mari-Lyn about it. I had not talked to her yet today. Yeah, it was, and it just was like, I don't know if am I coming up on a puzzle piece? Am I finding a puzzle piece? Is there a puzzle piece missing? Is that moment a puzzle piece? Like, it could be all kinds of stuff.
You don't do this to me on a podcast very often.
I'm sorry. I totally forgot all about it. I went for my walk. You had sessions. We haven't had a chance to talk.
So I'm like floored, because the conversation that we've had in the past week about puzzles and puzzle pieces.
Yes, we have.
Pieces of the puzzle.
Holy yes. See, and there are times when I can't remember. I go in my brain. It's like, have we been talking about this, or no? I'm sure that was just all in my, like I've been thinking about it, but no, you're right. It has been us.
Yeah. And it's a blank piece, a blank puzzle piece.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps.
That's a sign.
Visible goosebumps.
Yeah. Yeah.
The pieces are coming together.
Pieces are coming together.
Is what I get with that.
Okay. Now I have goosebumps everywhere.
The pieces are coming together.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
What's important to remember about when pieces start coming together, is that it's not always fast.
It's not, nor is it always the piece that we want.
Correct.
So sometimes we're kind of looking in this direction. Where's my piece? Where's it come? And then all of a sudden, spirit plops it in the back of it, like it's just in a different place or a different.
Yeah. So I love to do.
Yes, you do.
I love them. I don't do them very often anymore, because that's all I do. I get obsessed. And it's crazy. But well, I know exactly what you mean it's not the piece that we want, because I will be focused on one area and I'll be looking for a piece. And I'll be looking and I'll be picking it up. Okay, that goes here. Okay, that goes here. Okay, that goes here.
You're finding all the other ones.
I pick up these pieces.
Yes.
And I know where they go. I just put them in.
Yes.
But the piece I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And not.
Yes.
Find it.
No. Isn't that just sort of the way spirit works in all of our lives, though?
Yes. And what's coming is, if we could allow ourselves to stop focusing on what we think we need, on what we think is best, and just allow allow ourselves
Yeah.
to pick up the pieces and put them where they belong.
And when we are consciously on our path, we allow ourselves to do that. That also reminds me of when we talked about manifesting.
I hate that word.
I
Sorry.
know it. I do too. I do too. I do too. But that's what everyone knows. We use a lot of terms that we don't particularly care for, but it's what people know. And so we go there.
I always let Pam say the word.
You know
You
that
never
word.
hear that word come out of my mouth. I always let Pam say it.
Yes. Because it's stop trying to manifest this. We get so narrow, and I'm going to say this again. I said it a million times. I know. But
Yep.
when we get so narrow in our thinking, when we make that, it's just like we put something in a box and this is how it has to be. Spirit's like, nope. Sorry. I can't work in that bit of space.
Can't do
Nope.
that.
Nope. Fred is always like, open it up. Can you give us some room to work here, please?
Yeah.
And it's really his way of saying, stop focusing on it. If that thing that you're focused on was so freaking important in your life, I would have brought it to you already, is what I'm hearing now. Stop. There are other things that have to be done first. Very much like healing, right? When people come to us and they say, oh, this is the problem that I have right now, I want healing on it. And we almost always say, well, let's just see what spirit is bringing today.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there are 10 other things that need to be healed first before we get to that one, so we can really understand and work through it. So we always allow spirit to bring what is needed. Yes.
So fine, I'm going to say it. Manifesting.
Say it again.
Manifesting.
Wait, I didn't hear. Wait, I'm hard to hear you, huh?
So what was coming to me as you were talking about stop focusing on manifesting that one thing.
Yeah.
If we could stop focusing on the thing.
Yes.
And manifest within ourselves.
Yes.
The higher vibration.
Yes.
The determination.
Yes.
The responsibility.
Oof. Yes.
I don't know what this word is.
Oh, it's one of those spirit words. But yes.
It means the ability to show up for ourselves.
Yes. Get present. Being present, being grounded, being in our own life right now, instead of going off into some la-la land thinking about the stuff that you don't have. Because oftentimes,
and how that would make it all better.
Yes.
That's where we go. I don't have this. If I had this,
yes.
If I just had this, if I could just accomplish this, then everything else would fall into place.
Yep.
But what if you focused on making everything else fall into place?
Yes.
In order to achieve that.
Yes.
Or that ish.
Yes. Yes.
That ish. Because as we move forward, most times we're going to realize that we really were too narrow in that. And if that's what I ended up with, oh no, I don't know. That's not really what I want.
Because here's what's coming with that, Mari-Lyn, is when we're focused on manifesting that thing, what we're really saying is, I don't have this. We're actually in a lack mentality.
In a very lacking. Not only do I not have this, I'm not worth having this.
Right. Yes.
I'm unable to achieve this.
Yes.
It brings you down.
Yes, it does.
It just brings us down.
Yeah.
When we're able to get present.
Yep.
Accept where we are.
Yep.
Find
the blessings in that.
Yes. When we can find the blessings in where we are. And even when we are in a very low place in life, everybody goes there.
Yep, yep,
No
yep,
one escapes life without having low points.
correct.
But even in those low points, there are still blessings.
Absolutely.
And
The fact that I wake up every morning is a blessing. That's it. That's it. Yeah.
mhm, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's when we allow ourselves to go to that place, what do you mean blessing?
Right.
Whoa, okay. They
Ouch.
just start popping up like
Yep.
when we
Yep.
allow ourselves that vulnerability
Yes.
of really what is a blessing.
And I want to say it's okay sometimes to say, man, this sucks. I do not like being right here right now.
It is okay.
This just blows and I'm not happy about it. I'm whatever. Sometimes just sort of getting that out of the way moves that energy out of you so then you can see it in a better light. Then you can bring, because sometimes really it is about, now that's not, we all know people that, oh dear God, here she comes. Oh no, 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 no. Because you know that person, everything out of their mouth is just negative and all they do is complain and bitch and complain and bitch and complain. We all know people like that. That's not where I'm telling anyone to go.
No, no. This
Not
is
what
being
I'm
honest.
doing. Yes.
What you're talking about is really being honest
Yeah.
and expressing the fact that you are either unhappy, you're miserable, you are down and out,
Yes.
lost,
Yes.
frustrated.
Yes.
And when you can admit it to yourself without victimizing yourself
Yep. Yep.
and
Now,
not judging yourself.
yes, I just had we just had family over. It was a big family get together. I had not met this my husband's side of the family from back east. I had not met them before. He had not seen many of them for I don't know how many years. Gosh, 35 years or something. Like it's been a long time, right?
Mhm.
And I had this, and I was making brunch for all these 20 something people and everything. And I was kind of getting stressed about it. And I sort of started not liking what I was doing. And I finally stopped and went, whoa, hold on a minute. Look at the blessing. I have a huge family I've never met before.
Mhm.
These are my children have met them. My children have traveled back east and they've met them and they love them and they're so excited. They were so excited that they were coming here. And I stopped and went, wait a minute. This is my family. They want to come here to meet me. And I have the pleasure of making brunch for all of these wonderful people. And what a beautiful way to get to know someone is to eat, breaking bread. That's,
Mhm.
and especially for big Italian families. My family's Italian, they're Italian, it's like this big. And once I switched my way of thinking to see it as a blessing, I had the most wonderful time. It was wonderful. And, we went hiking, we went on this wine tasting thing right in the at the winery, right in front of all the grapevines, and it was just gorgeous up
Oh,
on this
fun.
hill. It was beautiful. And then dinner after, like, it was just this beautiful time of everyone just sort of sitting around, just talking and getting to know each other, giving each other crap like family. Like, it was like I'd known them forever, the way we were like giving crap to each other. You know what I mean? Like, it was so beautiful. But had I stayed in that lack mentality,
Right.
I stayed there and just been irritated that, for whatever reason, and I look back now and I can't even tell you the reason I was irritated, not really, other than I was stressed about making food, but I know there was more. But I don't remember now because I allowed myself to stop that, get present, be right here in the moment and enjoy all of these people.
Yeah.
Even
Beautiful.
as they came through my house, and I don't like people in my house. I am not, that is not something I've ever liked. Um, And I even enjoyed that. 20 times having to say, yeah, the bathroom's over there. The bathroom's over there. Like, and it was wonderful. It was beautiful. And what
Yeah.
a blessing it was. And now I know all of these people.
Yeah.
It was just, and that,
Wonderful. Absolutely
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was a great experience. And that was just like what we were talking about today. And
Yeah.
what Spirit is showing me now is how much fuller my canvas is. The more colors I have on there now, the more people, the more warmth, the more love, the more gratitude, and that expression of who I am. I got to show other people who I am very openly. It was
Yeah.
really beautiful. It was
Yeah.
an experience. I'm very happy. And we're going to
You're
all get together again tomorrow. So
wonderful. You were talking and I could see your canvas, and it's all of these warm, beautiful colors, and there's
yes.
flowers. I looked over at my canvas. It's a snowy mountain.
I love snow, though. I love snow, but that is really funny. Different colors. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Funny.
Yes. Very different at the moment. And our canvas changes all the time,
All the time.
depending on what we're doing.
All the time.
So
Yeah.
maybe we say to be present is paying attention. What does your canvas look like today? Oh, that could be the name of the podcast.
Ooh, what does your canvas look like today? Yeah.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see if that actually turns out that way.
All right. So my canvas.
Yes.
I realized that there were all of this beautiful growth at the base of the mountain.
Ah, beautiful. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I was reminded of a phone call I got earlier today from a certain 11-year-old boy.
Oh, yeah.
Auntie?
Oh,
great auntie, but
warmed
still.
your heart, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Of
course, they're whatever 4,000 miles away, and so the first thing the first thing through your brain is crap.
Oh, something's wrong.
What's happened? What's happened? What's happened? And of course, there's this doll, and it keeps going off by itself.
Change the battery. See what happens.
I was like, he really needed an excuse to reach out and talk to me.
Yes, he did.
No, I don't know.
That's exactly what he needed.
What it was, but he wanted to connect.
Yes, he did.
And in the background, I hear his little sister. I put her in the water. I'm like, okay. I wonder she's just randomly talking. She got put in the water. Anyways, not sure why I brought that up, but
yeah, it's wonderful.
I needed to remember my own connection today. That's what I needed. I needed to remember that. Yeah.
And that you are loved.
It was
everyone is loved.
It's very cool.
Yes. Yeah. And when you brought up snow, that brought up when I was a kid, we had a lot more snow back then. We both grew up here, but we had a lot more. And from a very early age, I'm talking like 7 years old, my parents never knew where the hell I was, nor did they care. But it would snow, and at nighttime, that was my favorite thing to do. I would go out walking the neighborhood in the middle of the night with the snow, and the snow was so comforting to me. So when you said that the snowy mountain, my first feeling was comfort, because to me that is so comforting. Yeah, I was so, because that quiet that comes with the snow. There's nothing more. I mean, that is just quiet. And
that is as still
as you walk on the snow. Sometimes you can kind of hear it. Other times you can't, because yeah. I always felt so connected. and I'd have Fred on one side, me, Michael on the other, and Athena, everybody. They'd all be walking with me in the snow, walking around. I never felt frightened or anything. It was just so beautiful. So thank you for that memory, by the way.
You're welcome.
I don't have a lot of great memories of childhood, but those memories I remember. That time when it was spirit. When I was, even though at the time I wasn't knowingly conscious of my path. I was absolutely on my path, and I was being filled with love and confidence and reminding me of who I was and all of that. So yeah. And that's consciously being on your path and not allowing others to take you off your path, and allowing others to do it.
Allowing,
like you said, we need to take responsibility for that,
because nobody can do anything to us that we don't let happen.
Now, are there true abuses? Yes. And we're not, and please don't misunderstand us. There are, we can be victimized.
Yes.
We absolutely can be. However, most of the time, that's not the case. And most of the time is we are allowing things to happen, even if, well, I'm not going to go there. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Our canvas, our
people can, I just want to say real quick, people can hurt us, right? Yeah. We don't allow someone to come in and physically hurt us. Mm-hmm. We don't allow that. What we can allow is how that affects us afterward.
Yes.
That's our responsibility.
Yes. Yeah.
And, but yeah.
Yeah.
I always feel like when I say something like I did, that people never do things to us. We allow everything, and that's just not true, because there's different contexts.
Yep.
And
yes,
I just know there was somebody going, calling me names because something happened to them and it wasn't their fault.
Right. And we have all been victims. Yeah. Every one of us knows what it feels like to be a victim of something, depending on, your life experience. We've all had those experiences, and they're awful. Yet, even after, once we get through that, however that is, whether we stopped it ourselves, whether it's a one-time thing, there's all kinds of things. We need to take responsibility for how then we reacted after the fact. Mm-hmm. Right. And once we start taking responsibility for that, it's when we really get to start
healing.
Yes. That word healing. Is this the first time we brought up healing? This podcast is like over 30 minutes long, and I think it's the first time we said healing.
First time we've said healing? Wow.
I think, no, I did mention I had a client. So that was, yes. So, yeah. But yes. And again, thank you for that beautiful, the whole canvas painting thing. That was beautiful to my client who listens. I want to thank you for that. So getting back to being conscious of the path that we're on. Mm-hmm. We can be conscious of that, even say, like when you took care of your mom. Mm-hmm. We've all had jobs that we didn't like, but we had to have them for whatever the reason. Sometimes it's just straight up, it's for the money. That's why I'm here. That's it. And you just have to put your big pants on, and I was gonna say big girl pants, but there's some men watching, so some big people pants on. Whatever pants you wear that are adult, you put those on, and we all have that. Yet you can still consciously be on your path at that time when you're doing that. And that will also bring you more joy doing that job that you really don't want to do. There really is dignity in, and I know some people are going to argue, okay, maybe there are some jobs that there's no dignity in. Most jobs, there is you can find your own dignity within the job that you're doing?
I'm going to say every job,
Well, I think so.
because
Yeah.
every job that exists is something that needs to be done.
Okay.
Now, it might be,
I think of Dirty Jobs, that Mike Rowe did that.
yes,
I loved that show. I think he's
undignified jobs,
yes.
you can still find dignity in doing it and
Yes.
doing it well. Doing
Within
it
yourself.
well,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially those jobs that are undignified,
Yes.
because some of those jobs take a very special person
Yes, they do.
to be able to do them.
Yes, they do.
It takes humility to be able to go in and do a job that is very undignified.
Yes.
And if you are one of those people that has a job that you feel is undignified, but you show up anyway, you do it anyway,
Yes.
you're finding humility and you're
Oh,
showing up for
yes.
yourself.
Yes.
You're doing what you have to do to make it to the next step.
Yes.
So
And
there's always dignity.
always. And when we are in that situation, look at your canvas. What does it look like right now? Is it all doom and gloom because you hate going? Is it all gray colors or black and white or whatever it is for you, or browns, whatever those colors are for you? How can you change that? And it is about finding your dignity. Okay, this job sucks. I don't like it. The people suck. The customers, whatever it is, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm going to hit you with it. You suck. I'm just going to say it. If you are allowing everyone else to decide for you that you hate this job, then you suck too. Change that. Become conscious of what you're doing. Ask Spirit to help you through. Spirit, how can I find dignity here? Spirit, how can I change this situation that I hate doing, but I'm having to do it? How can I create a situation where I'm in gratitude? How can I change these gray tones on my painting, on this canvas? How can I bring color to it? And you can bring the color to it by standing in your dignity, by standing in that humility, by being the change that job needs, is what's coming. There are people out there that there are times when just you changing, you're all of a sudden going to notice, oh, I didn't notice that person over there. That person's really nice. Or you know what? I guess every customer that comes through here isn't an asshole. Or whatever it is. Like once you change your view and you become more conscious of this is where Spirit is telling you to be right now, you can change the outlook of what your canvas looks like. You can change your canvas. You can find,
You can
something.
also give someone else permission to change their perspective.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You can also, what's coming now too, is sometimes if you are to change that and you are to find your dignity and everything, maybe it's okay for you to leave that job. Maybe there's something else. But right now you are so doom and gloom and you can't see anything. God damn it, I have to go to this job, blah, 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 and you're just pissed off and everything. And you just keep going because whatever, it's the money.
That's just the way it is.
Whatever it is. Yeah. So pick yourself up, put your adult pants on, and do something different. Do something different. Show up in a different vibration today. Make a difference. And what happens when you come in that high vibration and you're not allowing yourself to be taken down by everyone else? One of the things that happens, Mari-Lyn and I talked about this, the lowest vibrational person in the room can bring an entire room down if you allow it. And it can happen, just like or whatever. Everyone ends up on that same. However, you come in strong, high, love spirit. I love myself today. I'm going to make this the best damn day I've ever had, or whatever it is. I come in on my dignity. You're going to help other people. You're going to give the other people permission, as Mari-Lyn would say.
Mm-hmm.
Give them
Because
permission to raise their vibration too, and not be a Debbie Downer. And I'm sorry if anyone's out there named Debbie.
it's just like, we said people can't force us to lower our vibration, right? We do that by
Right.
choice.
Yes.
It's
easy
a very
to do, and it's easy to do.
it it feels like it just happens, but
Yes.
they didn't force us to do it.
Nope.
Right?
Correct.
Well, the same thing happens when we come in with a high vibration.
Yep.
We can't force that other person to raise their vibration.
Mm-mm.
But if we can stand in it, we
Yep.
do give them permission.
Yes. And you want that, right? I've had people do that. I mean, I can think back when it's like, oh, this person, my daughter-in-law and I got to work together for a while. And she's amazing. And she would come in and it was like, oh, holy moly. Okay. I didn't realize how down I was and how I allowed myself to get down in the muck and just be a grumpy person and hate life, whatever. She would come in and I would see that spark of sunshine. And I was like, okay. And I would say, let me get rid of this and let me take on this new beautiful vibration. So she gave me permission she let me see what I wasn't seeing.
Yes. Yes. And when people choose not to see,
yeah,
when they choose to be hateful because you're in
yep.
a high vibration,
yeah,
it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it's something that we have to learn
to
overlook. We have to learn not to let that bring us down.
Because that's their shit. Has zero to do with you. Zero.
I had a job. I worked really early morning. I think my job, it started at like 4 a.m. And
yikes.
Everybody I worked with was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And they were not happy people.
Yeah.
And I think at least one of them would say I tried to shove sunshine down her throat.
I think I remember you telling this story. Yeah.
Yes. And was on her last day. And I said, I'm really going to miss working with you. And she looked me dead in the eye and she says, I'm not going to miss you and your sunshine attitude.
Wow.
And I said, oh, I know you're just kidding. And she says, no, honey, I'm really not. I don't know if that was really her verbiage, but no, she was not. She
wanted to be miserable.
She did not appreciate being given permission to be happier.
When someone, as you know, when someone is really low vibration, you come in with a high vibration, it can make them so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable. Now and there are those people that are really unhappy, but they're putting on that happy face and they're coming in and now those people irritate the shit out of me. But you can see through it. It's like, oh, that person is trying to make themselves feel better. Their vibration really isn't high. Like you can feel like so all of you, I know there's this person that's, and it's like something is off here. Most likely what it is their vibration is much lower than there's this sort of outgoing, this sort of mask thing that they're wearing. That's where, you can see it and you're like, oh, okay, got it. But when someone is truly at a high vibration and they're happy and they're putting it out there and you're just not, whether it's just at that moment or you're just an unhappy person, it almost hurts to be around.
Mm-hmm.
It can really hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, ouch, I got to get away from them. And of course we think they're the problem. No, sorry, that'd be you. That'd be me. I've been there too. Yes.
Yeah.
Such a depressed, angry person. Yeah. That was part of my charm. No, that was part of my path before, starting to really heal and all that. There, I use it again, heal. There it is again. Yes. So, well, this turned out to be a really nice conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I usually do.
Yes. Yes. True. Yes. So, I guess what I would say to everyone, we've already kind of talked about it, but to really use that canvas as a way to look at your life. And are you looking at your canvas? And if you are consciously being in your life right now. And if you can't see it, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, or you don't want to see it, you're not being spirit led right now. And I'm not saying that's a horrible thing, but what
No.
I'm saying is get clarity on that as to why. And we all, I mean, Mari-Lyn has had to pick me up off the floor many a times when I'm just like pissed at the world and I'm just, very doubtful. And I'm the most trusting of spirit of anyone you'll meet. But there are times when the doubt comes in and I doubt everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Mari-Lyn has to come in and sort of scoop me up. And
It's a two-way street there, but
it is. But what I have to, it's okay to be in that place once in a while.
we
And
have to.
but when you bring me clarity is what I'm so appreciative of. Because you're like, yeah, you're kind of like, yikes. And I'm like, what? Huh? Sometimes I don't even notice it.
But we have to. I mean, we have to go to those low places
Yes.
to be able to get to the high places. I mean,
Yes.
it's
Friends
a
in low places.
give and take, and life is not linear.
No, we want it to be, I think, or I do. Yes.
It
Black
is
and
not.
white. No.
It's all
Yes.
down. It's
Yeah.
it's a roller coaster. It's all
Yeah.
over the place, and it's supposed to be. And
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And just like we are not meant to be in that high vibration, present, grounded all the time,
Oh
we are
dear.
not meant to be in that low vibrational victim mode
No.
all the time either. We are
No.
not meant to be in any one particular vibration for any length of time.
No. And we can't. Even the lowest of people, who we all know, those people that live in victimhood, and everything is everyone else's fault, and everyone else does stuff to them, and how come I can't? We all know those people, right? I'm not going to go there because that about made me ill just going there. Even those people have moments of higher vibration. Maybe they watch something on TV and a real laugh comes out of them.
Sure.
And they really find that's a higher vibration. Maybe they're walking past their neighbor's house, and I don't know, there's some mail had fallen out on the sidewalk and they pick it up and they go put it on the porch. That's a beautiful thing to do. We all have those moments of, yes.
I get even eating food that makes you feel good.
Yes.
And I don't mean back in that wallowing victim kind of good.
No.
I mean free for a moment, because food can do that for us. And that's a high vibration.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Now I want a chocolate fudge brownie.
I was thinking
fudge brownie. I mean, I'm in a decent vibration, but that was really.
No, I was just thinking of the fruit pies that we bought yesterday. We were out at the Fruit Loop yesterday, and so we stopped at an orchard there and got a couple. Have you not come through the Fruit Loop? Oh my goodness! Have you not been over the Fruit Loop? I mean, you're friends with this Fruit Loop. But
Fruit Loops is a very sweet cereal.
Because there's all the orchards, out in Hood River, all those orchards.
Oh, wow.
There's
Okay.
a loop around, yes.
Up
And
in
you
the
see all
gorge.
yes,
Okay.
there's peaches and apples and cherries and pears and all these, and right now you go through the Fruit Loop, yes.
Who knew? Well,
Oh, yes, I
there's
did. It was wonderful. Yeah.
probably all kinds of people going, well, I
What?
don't even live there and I know about the Fruit Loop.
Yes, yes,
Oh, well.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Fine.
Oh, but that sounds like a yummy food to sit and eat. Oof. Yeah, I might have to go do that. Although I flipped the pies up, and so they sat on their side for, so I'm afraid to open the box, and what they're gonna be delicious, but they're a
It
mess.
will be delicious.
Yes, but they're gonna be messy. That was totally on me. Yes.
Oh, well.
All right. I think this is a good place to
Okay.
right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we start talking Fruit Loops, it's probably
So we start talking food at all, generally.
All of a sudden now I'm hungry. Okay, can we get off this thing so I can go eat? And sorry if we did that to anyone else out there.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, thank you. And this will come out actually on the podcast, it'll be out on the 4th of July. So,
oh, yes, it will.
and then a week later on YouTube. And that's
On
just the way
YouTube.
it is, everyone.
Yep.
A week later on YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, we hope you enjoy it. And
hope so. You can find all our information.
yes. And I guess those of you who are not in the country aren't
You'll find us.
Yes.
TCS7daypsychics.com is
Yes.
our website.
Yes,
You
it
can
is.
reach us through there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes. So we thank you, everyone. And
I got chocolate on the brain, man.
I know. I'm like, can we come now? Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Talk to you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.